Hi, my name's Tim from the Diggers Club. In this segment we're going to be talking about herbaceous perennials and how we manage them in the winter time to make them perform best in the spring and summertime. Herbaceous perennials are the plants that we use in our garden that have seasonal growth on the top in the summertime but die back to the ground to a permanent root structure in the winter. Some examples of herbaceous perennials are things like alströmerias, arums and dahlias, which have a more tuberous root, and then you've got the more fibrous root types like the coneflowers, the asters and catmints. Herbaceous perennials are used in gardens mostly in herbaceous borders or in mixed borders where we're looking for summertime flower, and we're looking for that emphasis in the summer where we get lots of flowering and combinations with different sorts of herbaceous perennials and types planted in combination. It's really like mixing a palette of colours with a summertime flowering garden. In their natural environment, herbaceous perennials grow through the summertime, and in the wintertime they leave behind these spent stems from the old flower heads. In a garden environment, we want to cut those back so that the new growth that's coming from the crown underneath has every chance to show and display the flowers the following season. Herbaceous perennials have many uses in our gardens. More traditionally they're used in herbaceous perennial borders, which are usually about 3 to 4 metres deep, and they have tall plants at the back, middle grade in the middle and smaller plants at the front, so you get this wonderful effect of different shapes, colours, forms moving through the herbaceous border. They're also used in mixed borders where we mix together shrubs, herbaceous perennials, ground covers and evergreens to create seasonal interest that lasts right the way through the growing seasons. Here we are cutting back a sedum. This sedum is a variety called Matrona, and what we're doing is cutting back the old parts of the last season's growth. The plant itself tells you pretty much where you're going to be cutting back, because all the new growth that's coming through is the stuff that's going to be producing all the flowers for this season. So if we just cut the old branches right back at the base, giving enough room for all the new branches to come through and the new growth to come through. The timing for this sort of cutting is really sometime before the spring growth has got too large. You can cut it any time before that, even when the crown is quite small. We just cut away all these and we end up with a lovely, neat springtime growth. So here we have the finished product. These sedums are now cut back with all last year's growth removed right back to the bottom of the crown. You can see all the new growth has come up through there, and that's going to be what's going to produce the flower for next summer. This is the time of the year, coming into the spring months, when they're going into this growth phase, that you want to be applying your fertiliser. So a bit of blood and bone, chook manure, dug into the soil and mulched around, and these perennials will grow on happily and display well for you this summer.